Welcome to this second part of the tutorials on rates of work. And without further ado, let's get started. If 5 men can erect 2 cottages in 21 days, how many more men working at the same rate will be needed to erect 6 cottages in the same period? So here we have this question. We have men. We are comparing between men. And then we have cottages. And we have days. So 5 men can erect 2 cottages in 21 days. Now the question is, working at the same rate, how many more men would be needed to erect 6 cottages in the same period, that is 21 days. So we need to get these. Now in this case, if you compare these two instances, you realize that when the cottages increases, that one will increase the number of men. So therefore, the number of men will increase in the ratio 6:2 due to increase in the cottages. So when the cottages increases, the number of men automatically will increase. For the days and the men, the days will remain constant because they are working at the same rate. Therefore, to get the number of men in this case, we shall take the ratio in which the men will increase, which is 6/2, multiplied by this constant, which is 21, that one doesn't change. Then we multiply by 5, and therefore this will give 15. You work out these. This will give 15 days. Now we've not yet answered the question. The question is how many more men? How many more men? Remember, initially 5 men were the ones who started by erecting 2 cottages. Therefore, to get how many more men, we need to get 15. I'm sorry, these are not days. These are men. These are men. So 15 men minus the initial men, which were 5 men, in order to get how many more men will be required. This one gives you 10 men as the solution. That is how you're supposed to work out that question. Let's solve another one. Jane and Philip working together can do a piece of work in 6 days. Jane working alone takes 5 days longer than Philip. How many days does it take Philip to do the work alone? So the first thing we're going to do is to let Philip take X days. And since we are given that Jane working alone takes 5 days longer than Philip, therefore Jane takes 5 days longer, will be X plus 5 days. So those are the expressions for the two. Now the next thing we need to do for both of them working together, both working together in one day, read the expression. Philip working alone for one takes does 1 over x of the work, that is in one day. Then Jane does 1 over x plus 5, the work, in one day. And both of them in one day, since they're supposed to do the work, piece of work in 6 days, so in one day both of them combined will do 1 over 6 of the work. So having written that expression, we need now to calculate and get the value of the known, which is x. And to get these, we get the least common multiple of the denominator of x plus 5 and 6, and this gives 6x and x plus 5. We multiply each term by this, that with 1 over x, multiply by, this is 6x, x plus 5, then plus 1 over x plus 5, multiply by 6x, x plus 5 is equals to 1 over 6 multiplied by 6x, x plus 5. Now this is what you need to simplify. When you simplify this, we should get this one will give 6 x plus 5. This will give 6x, and this will give x plus 5. Now simplifying, when you simplify these to form a quadratic expression, let me first open this. This is 6x plus 30 plus 6x is equals to x squared plus 5x. So simplifying these, you get x squared minus 7x minus 30 is equals to 0. So this is a quadratic equation, and you can use various methods to solve the quadratic equation. We'll not go to details about these. You can use factorization, you can use completing the square, quadratic formula, any suitable method. So when you factorize these using factorization, you get x minus 10, x plus 3, x plus 3. That is what you get. Now there will be two solutions. The first one will be x is equals to 10 or x is equals to negative 3. Of course, you're going to ignore x is equals to negative 3, the fact that we're dealing with days and cannot have negative days, and therefore since we're required to get in the question how many days does it take Philip to do the work, and you had given Philip x days and you have obtained x is 10, so Philip will take 10 days. That is how you're supposed to work out that question. Let's solve another one. Three taps X, Y, and Z can fill a tank in 40 hours, 15 hours, and 20 hours respectively. The three taps are turned on at 8 a.m. when the tank is empty for 5 hours. Then Z is turned off. After 2 hours, tap Y is turned off. Work out the proportion, that is part A, the proportion of the water in the tank after 7 hours. Then the second question, the time the tank will be completely full. So let's go to the first part of the question. That is the proportion of water in the tank after 7 hours. Now in the first statement, we're given that 3 taps X, Y, and Z can fill a tank in 40, 15, and 20 hours respectively. So the 3 taps are turned on for 5 hours. Let's do that first. So in 1 hour we need to get in 1 hour X will fill 1/40 of the tank. Y in 1 hour will fill 1/15 of the tank, and Z in 1 hour will fill 1/20 of the tank. Now we need to get the expression when all of them are open at the same time in 1 hour. So all of them, all in 1 hour will fill 1/40 plus 1/15 plus 1/20 of the tank. That is a fraction of the tank. So we add these. When you add these, you get 17 divided by 120. That is in 1 hour. So in 5 hours, you just need to multiply 5 times 17 divided by 120, and this gives 17 divided by 24. That is the fraction of the tank filled in 5 hours. Now in the next statement, after 5 hours, Z is turned off. Therefore, it means X and Y are the ones left to run for the next 2 hours, because after 2 hours again another one is turned. So when the tank is empty then for 5 hours, then Z is turned off. So we need to see what fraction will be filled by X and Y in 2 hours. So we need to get the expression for X in 1 hour is 1/40 plus Y in 1 hour is 1/15. So both of them in 1 hour will take that is in 1 hour. That is expression in 1 hour. So in 2 hours, we just need to add these two, 1/15, and then we multiply by 2, because this is expression for the fraction of the tank filled in 1 hour. So in 2 hours, you just need to multiply. So when we multiply these, we get 11/60. That is 11/60. That is in 2 hours. Now, having done that, we can now get the fraction, proportion filled after 7 hours. After 7 hours, you just need to get the one filled for 5 hours, then we add the one filled for 2 hours. So this gives, when you add, get 107/120. So that is the fraction filled, the proportion of the water in the tank after 7 hours. Now let's go to the time taken, the time the tank will be completely full. Now to get the time taken, we already seen the first 7 hours, what fraction has been filled. Now what you need to get is the remaining. We need to get the remaining, since we have already got the fraction filled after 7 hours. So the remaining proportion of the tank to be filled. This one we obtained by the full tank is 120/120. Then the proportion filled after 7 hours is 107/120. So what is remaining to be filled is 13/120. Now this proportion will be filled by, after 2 hours, tap Y is turned off. So therefore it means the taps that are going to fill the remaining are X and Z alone. So these two taps in 1 hour, they fill 1/40 plus 1/20 because Y is turned off. So this gives 3/40. This is the fraction filled in 1 hour. In 1 hour by these two taps. So we can say in 1 hour, these two taps X and Z will fill 3/40 of the tank, and the remaining proportion to be filled is 13/120. So we need to get how long will it take to fill this proportion of the tank. So give 13/120 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 40 over 3. So by 41 by 40. So these will require 13 divided by 9 hours. So 13 divided by 9 hours, when you work out these will give approximately 1 hour and 27 minutes. Because it is this is approximately is 1 hour and 4/9 hours, which if we convert to minutes give you 1 hour about 27 minutes. Now time to fill the tank, therefore will be given by the first 7 hours plus 1 hour and 27 minutes. This is the total time that will fill the tank. This will give 8 hours and 27 minutes. Now these taps, we need to get the time the tank will be completely full. So the taps will open at 8 a.m. The total time taken to fill the tank is 8 hours and 27 minutes. So you just need to add. When you add these, you get 27 hours in 24 hours, or you can simply write this one as 4:27 p.m. So that is the time the tank will be completely full. And that is how we're supposed to work out that question.